Hi, today I'm going to be doing a speech on online classes and the benefits and drawbacks of taking online classes. So for starters, it is important to touch on the reasons to do online schooling in order to see if it is right for you. In this speech, I was going to look at the why, when, and how in order to maximize success in online schooling, if that is the route you so choose. So one of the first main points is the why. So a lot of people take online classes for work or school reasons. So sometimes the work schedule that people have is really intense, so they really have to focus on that and then prioritize school around it when they can. So online schooling allows people to do that and not focus so much on normal class times. Other people have health problems such as, physical or mental disabilities or just constant health occurrences. And while schools normally do work with them pretty easily, sometimes they do have a lot of hoops to jump through. So online classes can just be easier for them as well. A lot of people also like to take online classes because it is more self-paced. So they can work at a faster or slower pace based on the level of experience that they have in that subject. That's not quite available for every subject or class, but for most classes it is. So another main point to make is the when for online classes. So this is focusing on mostly time management and scheduling ahead when it comes to those online classes. For starters, it is all on you. There's no teacher guiding you. There's nobody reminding you about due dates. They're all posted, and it is just up to you to keep track of them. Then procrastinating is not your friend. Technology problems is a common occurrence, but is never an excuse accepted by professors or teachers. Chances are we tend to underestimate the time it takes to do an assignment when it comes to online schooling, discussion questions being one of the most common ones to underestimate because sometimes they are a lot more thorough than we expected. Also, when it comes to time management for online classes, really for most, but especially online classes, you always want to buy a planner. Or if you don't want a hardcover planner, phones or post-it notes work too, but anything that you can write down separate assignments on and even break down that assignment into different parts, or information that you have to gain before starting that assignment, such as taking notes, reading a couple watching a couple videos, reading the textbook kind of thing. Those are always important to note before the assignment is due. Do not rely on Canvas or any schooling system for online classes to be accurate in the actual assignments. A perfect example is discussion postings. Sometimes those have 2 to 3 parts to it, due at different times, and if you finish that first part of the assignment on a Wednesday and the second part is not due till Friday, it'll say that it's completely done, but you may have missed the 2 personal postings on your peers' comments. So, and then you always want to schedule ahead. I always prioritize the classes with due dates multiple times a week. So for example, I have a COM225 class that requires assignments to be due by Wednesday, and then there's another assignment that opens on Thursday that's due by Friday, and another assignment that opens on Friday that's due by Sunday. So it's important just to keep track of all of those assignments in a separate area and make sure you plan for those and get those done, especially if they are a recurring due date. If it's always going to be due on a Wednesday or always going to be due on a Friday, make sure you keep up with those. And then the next main point is the how to take online classing. And there's an entire speech I could do just on that alone, but I'm just going to touch on the main points for the how. So for starters, what is expected in online classing? First, there's readings and lectures, which are extremely important, and I would always recommend taking notes. Even though you tend to have all of your resources on that computer, on your computer or with your computer in your textbook, I would always take notes to make it easier to refer back to certain concepts that you might have a difficult time remembering or understanding. Another part of online classing is discussion questions. These guys are so popular, and it's just to help the teacher get an idea of where you are in the class and to make sure that you have a good understanding of all of the concepts and vocab words in the given chapter. And then last but not least, exams or papers. These guys tend to be a pretty big chunk of the grades given in online classes, so they should not be taken lightly. And I would always use discussion questions as a guide to help study for exams or even write papers. And then another part for the how to take online classes is the communication skills needed. So sometimes people are really great on one-on-one personal communication skills, but not so great on messaging. So you just want to make sure that you follow netiquette. This is a very common topic that's always mentioned at the beginning of every online class. You just want to make sure you're being respectful of your peers and your teachers, and sometimes with online classes it's really easy to forget that there are people on the other side of the screen. And then when it comes to online classes, you always want to ask questions. Even if you have all of your resources laid out in front of you, the teacher is there to also be a resource. So if you don't understand a concept completely, then take the time, figure out exactly what you don't understand, and message that teacher. It's always important to remember to give them a good amount of time to respond, because teachers tend to be very busy. They have a lot of other classes, and I'm sure there's other students that are also confused on some concepts. So I would always give a 24 to 48-hour business date notice, just to make sure that they have enough time to respond, and that way you're not panicking before an assignment is due, if that's what the concept is for. And then last but not least, the timely responses to other people's messages, whether it's from teachers or classmates. So you want to make sure you're logging on every day, if not 2 to 3 times a day, just to check messages, check on assignments and due dates, make sure nothing has changed. And you also want to check your email. Sometimes teachers do message you through email and expect you to respond back through email with no notification through Canvas. So it's always important to check your school email as well. So in conclusion, I hope I explained everything, all of the benefits, drawbacks, and cautions that come with taking online classes, and helped you decide if it was right for you, or to help gear you towards how to prepare for these kinds of classes. Ultimately, the style of classes should be chosen on person-to-person basis, which is determined by many things such as self-reliance, time management, and communication skills. Okie dokie, thank you, have a great day.